Hello, welcome to my workshop. I'm Doug. Hello, welcome. She made her last cut. I was using it and it almost came right off the base while I was pushing a 12-foot 2x4 over it. Almost lost it, almost flipped right off of there. That would have been so bad. That would have been so bad. I don't even know. It would have took off across the floor probably. But she's all done. I can't even use it. I may try and take the motor out of it like an idiot and mess with it and put it in like a table or something. But I wanted to order a new one, and the one I want a nice big one. But it's gonna be a while before I get that. So we will unbox this bad boy. Big old Ridgid, I don't know, Job Pro or something. It was pretty much the biggest one that Home Depot carries now. I think you can order bigger ones online, but as far as going to the store and buying one, this is the biggest one you can get right now. Of course, I had to pick up a bunch of other crap. Friggin' skill. A tradesman wouldn't have been caught dead with skill things 10, 15 years ago, 20 years ago. Skill was like the Kmart brand. Now, Robertson Bosch, the Bosch group owns them, and their quality went way up. And you can spend more money for skill equipment than you could for Milwaukee and DeWalt. They're making top of the line stuff now. Pretty neat fact there, skill. So, let's cut it open, eh? Get some good lighting going and do a little unboxing. Pause you. Yeah, I was pushing it out of the way and the whole thing toppled over. Took my phone with it. Oops. So it's actually got a pretty good size top on it. I'm going to know myself. I'm going to end up working on that and trying to build it into a cabinet. Oh, this thing's all loose. What the heck? Try and tighten that up. There we go. All right. You drag her over there and we'll cut her open. Oh, I'm struggling. I keep tripping over the cord. Well, they don't list the weight on there, but they should. I'm guessing it's well over 100 pounds. Super heavy. Real big. You probably can't even really gauge it, but it is a gigantic box. So yeah, it doesn't probably look it on camera, but it's frigging huge, and I could barely get it down here. But it's in. I do have like a nice little stand though. That is like a really decent work stand. I can at least still use that, so it's not a total loss. But yeah, this thing is gigantic. It's heavy as all hell. So keep that in mind if you're looking to get this. It was almost too much for me to get it in the back of my truck. If I was not able to get my tailgate down, I don't think I could have thrown it over the bed of the truck. Luckily, those carts from Home Depot were almost the same height as when my tailgate was down, and I was able to like slide it onto the truck. Otherwise, I don't think you're going to get it up in the air. It is really heavy and really big. I wanted to build a couple work benches. One just like regular work table, and one straight up woodworking bench. So I was cutting down 4x4s and 2x4s. This has a lot of cool options and features. Mine is so old, it didn't even have a riving knife yet. So some of you may or may not know a riving knife is a safety feature to help prevent kickbacks. And it's a fairly new safety feature. It hasn't been out all that long. Mine doesn't have one. soft start gradually ramps up the motor. Quiet and smooth startup. 30-inch rip capacity with a tape measure scale, and that's pretty big. As far as rip capacity width, that's pretty big. Integrated dust port collection, onboard storage, rack and pinion, bevel adjustment, and integrated blade height lock. I'm not familiar with that. I did not think this has rack and pinion. I know the DeWalt's do. I did not think this did. It says exclusive too, but that's bevel adjustment, so that's probably for the turning, not the fence. The DeWalt table saw, not table saws. The table saw has a rack and pinion to move the fence back and forth, which is kind of neat. Rip fence features built-in T-channels, steel roll cage frame. Well, that's good because plastic does not work out. We had just found that out. 15 amps, 5,000 minimum RPM. So that was high too. Most of them are in like the 3,000 range, 3,500. Rarely ever even 4. So 5,000's up there. And that's pretty much about all for that. Max depth of cut 3.5. That's about average. Max dado width 3/4 of an inch. People are getting away from dados. Initially, I was thinking of trying to just put this on the Craftsman stand, but I have a feeling that's not going to work out. Oh yeah, the miter gauge, which looks fantastic. Very healthy, decent looking miter gauge, especially compared to what I'm used to. In the real world of big boy table saws, this is probably like junky, but for me this is like beautiful compared to what I was working with. But I'm sure to a real woodworker they'd be like, those are garbage. Supposedly a new stand design too. The stand design is brand spanking new. That's where it's got blue marker all over it, like it was opened and returned. I bet you it was. I bet you this has been returned. I don't know. Why else would there... Yeah, I mean, some of it looks like it's busted up. The styrofoam.